Good evening and welcome to this special live video. It's the beginning of the carnivore eating plan. My name is Jody Bunting and welcome to the start of the carnivore animal product only challenge. So over the next 5 days, you are going to lose 7 pounds. I guarantee it. Hand on heart, you will lose 7 pounds over the next 5 days eating animal products only. Now, first of all, this is the download. So in this group here, you will see a little link. You'll also see the file in this Facebook group of the carnivore eating plan. So on here, you have a little picture. First of all, the slim brother picture. You also have some information on what you need to do. You have an area where you can write your own meal plan. Then you also have some shopping lists. So on the shopping list here are all the animal proteins that you can have. There's also a list of some of the fats you can have, and then there's also some optional spices that you can have on the bottom there. And then we have our 5-day eating plan. Now, breakfast is completely up to you guys. If you want 3 meals a day, have 3 meals a day. If you feel better on just 2 meals a day, which to be honest, towards the end of the week, you will naturally want because your body will get rid of all the sugar cravings and you'll start to need less food, which again is the joys of the carnivore eating way. You'll also see all the meals on the meal plan are completely interchangeable as well. So if you want to change the ingredients around, if you want to have the salmon for tea and the beef for lunch, then completely up to you guys. So you don't need to stick to it rigidly. There's nothing in particular there. The only thing I would do is try and mix it up throughout the day. So for instance, try not to have beef 2 times a day. Try not to have fish twice a day, things like that. It's not going to do any massive harm if you do, by the way, but again, your body does like different nutrients, and obviously as many different nutrients and vitamins you can give your body, the better. Now, when it comes to nutrients, we all know that vegetables, fruit and salad gives our bodies lots of nutrients. Now, this is where things like liver contain so much more vitamins and minerals than vegetables. So this is why it is quite important to have some of the offal meats. If you don't like liver, you do short term for 5 days, it's fine. But obviously, if you are thinking about doing something like this long term, then we do need to address things like that. Now we're going to go through the booklet one by one, and then I'll answer your questions about the actual carnivore eating plan. So first of all, enjoy animal products. So it's so different because, as you know, 2021 in particular is all about plant-based meals and plant-based food. So, and to be honest with you, it's more for environmental reasons that people are pushing animal products, because we all know, especially things like salmon, especially things like liver, there is so many nutrients and it just makes us feel full. So that is the number one thing I would say when it comes to animal products, is think about you. How do you feel when you look, when you smell, when you eat animal products? If it's completely not for you, then fine. The carnivore diet is not for you. But if you feel satisfied, like I do, from animal products, then maybe trying something like the carnivore diet is going to help you with your weight loss, which is the key to all of this. You know, our individual bodies react differently to different sorts of food. So this is why it is so good to try different things with your body. Now, the actual micronutrients or macros, if you do track how much protein, how much fat, what the carnivore diet is all about is that 40% of your calories are coming from protein and 60% are coming from fat. So as I said, that's quite important. If you don't follow our meal plan, which I'll go through in a minute. If you do want to make your own eating plan, or you do track your own micronutrients, then it's really important to remember that 40% is coming from protein and 60% of your calories are coming from fat. I repeat, 0 carbs, guys. So that's really important. It's not like keto where you have just a little bit of strawberries or, a little bit of things like that. This is zero carbs. Okay, so daily, eat protein and fat together at every meal. Now, the reason that is purely just because of taste. If you think about just eating protein on its own, it's quite hard to digest. Forget digestion, it's quite hard to swallow, isn't it? Just protein on its own. So obviously a little bit of fat there would just make it more palatable and also just help your digestive system. Now, as I said earlier, you can eat 2 to 3 meals per day. It's completely up to you. Try not to snack in between meals where possible. And try and have your biggest meals in the daytime. So try not to starve all day and then just have a big meal at night, because what that will do is interrupt your sleep. So if you do a lot of exercise or you do a lot of work in the morning, then you may want to have your meals earlier on. If you're more active in the afternoon or the evening, then you may want to make your meals just before your activity. But definitely try not to eat big meals before bed. Next up is to drink water. So especially if you think about your digestive system, yes, because we're not eating so much roughage, so much fibre, there shouldn't be much bad stuff to push through. So you shouldn't need too much digestion wise, but you definitely need water to help your body absorb all the vitamins and minerals from the animal products. So that's really important, to drink enough water. What we don't want, guys, is constipation, and drinking water all the time. Water break is really important. So again, if you can't drink water, then make sure you are having enough coffee and tea. It does, if possible, need to be black, guys. So milk is kind of out when it comes to carnivore, unless you can get raw milk. Raw milk is one of the little exceptions. If you can have coffee with double cream, then that's also fine, but it may slow down your weight loss. Raw milk is better than double cream. Add a little salt to every meal. Pink Himalayan salt is best. And then general lifestyle advice, of course, to aid digestion and just stimulate weight loss: walk, cycle or swim, exercise 20 minutes per day. Spend 20 minutes outside in direct sunlight, so it's touching your face or your forearm, something like that. Again, general lifestyle advice. Think positively. So again, a lot of people that think about animal products, they just think about, it'll clot your arteries and again, all these negative thoughts aren't going to help us improve our health. Take 10 deep breaths a day, and again, and I've made videos about this before, but it's really important to breathe, especially if you're breathing in and out through your mouth. Try and breathe in and out through your nose, and make sure you're filling your lungs with lots of good air. And again, our final lifestyle tip is to sleep where possible by 10 p.m. Now, there's on our first sheet as well, there is a sheet here if you need to make your own food diary. So I'm going to go through our food plans in a moment. And there is at the bottom here some snack ideas. So as I said earlier, ideally, just try to stick to your 2 to 3 meals. But if you really need a snack, then your options are some boiled eggs. And the other really great one as well is pork crackling. Obviously, if you're out and about and you want to grab a bag of pork scratchings, then fine once in a while. But if you can make your own pork crackling, basically get some pork rind, add some salt and vinegar, and obviously cook it in the oven. That is the healthiest snack to have when you're doing this. Should you have to eat out for whatever reason, your options at Subway would be a meat feast salad with no salad. So you're literally just having the pastrami, you're having the ham, things like that. Places like McDonald's, you'd have the burger with the bacon, and obviously no bun, no lettuce, no nothing like that. So those are kind of two emergency options if you were caught short, shall we say, and you needed to eat somewhere out. Okay, right, so next up, so your shopping list. Now, this is the proteins, because obviously that's what this is all about, being an animal-based eating plan. Now, first of all, to use this as a shopping list, what I would do is go through all these things and just cross out the things that you don't like, so you can focus on just the things you do like, and obviously then you can add them to your meal plan. Don't buy too much, just your favorites from each of these lists, because what we don't want to do is to overeat just because you've got these foods in. And where possible, try and buy fresh, plain, local and organic. That is optional. Foods are listed in nutritional order, therefore, for instance, fish has a lot more nutrients than eggs. When it comes to all these things, I've put some suggestions here, like salmon is best, but obviously if you don't like salmon, you do just like white fish, then that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to go through the food list completely because you'll be able to see those there. There is a little asterisk over here about dairy. Okay, so raw milk, as I said, double cream, sour cream, yogurt, aged cheeses, those are the things on the dairy list. And what I would say is, if you don't like a lot of these proteins, a lot of these fats, then to do this, you do need to have that little list. If you like all those other foods, like I've just said, those proteins like me, then stay away from dairy because it will really improve your weight loss. Because the whole idea behind carnivore is to stop inflammation in your gut. So when you're doing this eating plan, one tiny little fart should not happen. And that is because your digestive system is running so smoothly. Oh, doesn't that sound great to have an efficient digestive system? So that is the key that the carnivore diet is really working for you is a smooth digestive system. Now, for those of you again are thinking, oh, 5 days on just like animal foods like that. Now, there is some exceptions on here when it comes to spices if you do want to put a little bit of spice into your food. First of all, sea or pink Himalayan salt, white pepper, garlic, onion powder, ginger, dill, basil, chives, parsley, thyme, sage, cinnamon and vanilla. Not sure where you can add the cinnamon vanilla. Obviously, because they're generally associated with sweet things. But if you want to get creative with eggs, then feel free. As I said earlier, it is about keeping it simple is what I find best. And because we're only doing this for 5 days, most of us, we won't need to get too creative. I mean, keep it nice and simple. Now, let's go through the meal plans. So, breakfast, bacon and eggs, with the eggs fried in the bacon fat. Lunchtime, smoked salmon with scrambled eggs, with butter. Again, sound delicious. And your evening meal is just grilled belly pork slices. For those of you that saw my shopping from Morrison's, I'm really looking forward to having that belly pork slices. Day number 2, steak and eggs fried in steak fat. Now, have you ever had steak for breakfast? If you've never had steak from breakfast, you've never been a member at David Lloyd where they serve steak for breakfast, guys. So don't knock it till you've tried it. That's all I'm going to say to you guys. So try that breakfast. It really is having breakfast like a king. So give that one a try, and I promise you'll like it. Lunch on our day number 2 is kippers with poached eggs, and then lamb chops in the evening. Day number 3, this is where I'm phasing out the breakfast because hopefully you'll start to feel more satisfied from this high protein meal plan. Roast chicken is your lunch on day number 3 with pan-fried salmon and poached eggs for dinner. And again, if you think about salmon, obviously it's got quite a fatty skin on there. So if you put that first into the pan, then naturally those fats will be released. So you don't actually need any fat. If you do want to add a little bit of ghee, then that's absolutely fine, or a bit of goose fat, then enjoy. Next day, we've got liver bacon fried in lard. You're probably seeing it again, for those of you that have seen my shopping list. I've actually used some heart and some, what was my other, offal. But any mixed offal is completely fine. Again, the great thing about offal is the fact that it does contain so many vitamins and minerals. And then evening meal on that day is roast tuna steak and boiled eggs. Again, you might think, weird combination. Try it, guys. You'll be pleasantly surprised. And our final evening meal for the Saturday evening, if you're following this from tomorrow with me, is prawns slowly warmed in butter or stir-fried in ghee or lard. And again, if you think about that, the best thing about a stir fry is when you get one of those prawns. So imagine having just a big plate full of prawns, guys. You're going to be so satisfied. And again, what you'll be surprised in is how full you're going to feel on these meals. Just a plate full of prawns, you won't actually need that many. You'll be surprised. And then my last meal on here, which will be the Saturday night, that is steak and eggs, which are fried in the steak fat. So again, a ribeye steak. I've got some rump steaks as well for my Saturday night. All meals and items are interchangeable. Now, serving size are at your discretion, but it's important that you feel satisfied, because what you don't want to do is to have a tiny little steak and just one egg, and then you're just craving like some chips or some mushrooms or things that you would normally have with that steak. I want you to feel satisfied. And that is the real key to this eating plan. The protein and the fat that you're eating must make you feel satisfied. So it's really important that you have got enough to keep you feel satisfied, but you don't want to have too much where you feel like you've got to eat it up. Drinks you are allowed as water, like we said earlier, as much water as you can. Black tea and coffee. If you can't get on with black tea and coffee, then try having raw milk or some double cream in your coffee and or tea if you can stomach it. So that is the Slim Brother Carnivore 100% animal based eating plan. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment and I will get back to you. And again, just the whole idea of this is the fact that we are animal based eating machines. Obviously you have vegetable based eating machines, but we are animal based eating machines. And as I said, one of the big tests of this is your digestive system. A lot of people who have digestional issues, digestional diseases, really find having this carnivore plan just completely solves everything. So as I said, try it for a couple of days, try and do it for 5 days and just see how you get on with this. As you know, over the last since last summer, since last lockdown, I've tried vegan keto, I've tried high protein, I've been doing loads of different eating plans. Now, the strange thing was, I felt best when I did vegan keto. However, my weight loss completely stopped. So although I was feeling good inside, I didn't get any positive results from vegan keto. And this is where I'm really interested to see what results we are going to get with the carnivore. So as I said, see how you get on, guys. You may be pleasantly surprised. There's loads more information out there about the carnivore diet. So if you would like more information, have a little Google search and you will see some of the results. So leave us a comment, guys. If you want to join me, as I said, download this leaflet and start with me from tomorrow morning. Welcome to the Carnivore Facebook group, and we look forward to seeing some results. Weigh in the morning and send me a little message and tell me your start weight. Bye for now, guys. Bye.